Let's talk pirates, the original outlaws who turned crime into legend and inspired blockbuster movies. Their stories have echoed through centuries, capturing our imaginations with tales of daring raids, hidden treasures, and high-seas adventure. Even today, the word pirate conjures up images of freedom, rebellion, and a life lived on the edge. They were rebels, chasing fortune and freedom, living by their own rules with nothing but the open sea ahead. Pirates risked everything for a shot at riches and a taste of independence, forging their own codes and brotherhoods far from the reach of kings and empires. While we're stuck in traffic, pirates navigated by stars, fought storms, and hunted treasure, living a life so wild it feels unreal. Every day brought new dangers, from rival crews to the wrath of the sea itself, but also the promise of adventure and the unknown. Sure, we've cleaned up their image. Hollywood gave us witty, charming rogues, not the scurvy-ridden reality. The real pirates were often desperate, dirty, and ruthless, but our stories have transformed them into larger-than-life heroes. But that's the magic of storytelling. We turned a dirty, dangerous job into a symbol of adventure. The pirate's life became a canvas for our wildest dreams, where danger and excitement go hand in hand. Pirates represent the fantasy of breaking free, living on your own terms, and carving out your destiny. They remind us that sometimes the greatest stories come from those who dare to defy the rules and chase the horizon. They remind us of a world full of mystery where guts and a fast ship could make you king. The open ocean was a place where fortunes could change overnight and legends were born with every new voyage. We love pirates because they embody the dream of escape, a life with no rules but your own. Their stories let us imagine what it would be like to leave everything behind and set sail for the unknown, guided only by courage and a thirst for adventure. It's a dirty job, but someone had to do it. The reality was harsh, but the legend is irresistible. A reminder that even the roughest lives can inspire the greatest tales. And lucky for us, we just get to watch the movie and eat the popcorn. Pirates let us dream of adventure from the safety of our seats, and that's why we'll always be obsessed with them. Piracy isn't just a golden age thing, it's as old as civilization itself. The Sea Peoples terrorized ancient Egypt, toppling empires before vanishing into legend. The Mediterranean was a pirate playground, with Illyrians, Tyrrhenians, and especially the Cilicians ruling the waves. They even kidnapped Julius Caesar, who later came back for revenge. Vikings? Just pirates with better branding and helmets raiding from England to Russia. Piracy's business model was always simple. Find a boat, take the stuff, sell the stuff. From ancient Greeks to Romans, everyone feared raiders on the water. As long as there's something valuable to steal at sea, someone will try. Piracy is one of the world's oldest and dirtiest professions, and it's never really gone out of style. When it comes to pirate legends, a few names always rise above the rest. These are the figures whose stories have been told and retold for centuries, their exploits growing more incredible with every telling. They weren't just criminals or outlaws, they became the rock stars of their age, feared and admired in equal measure. Blackbeard, Edward Teach, was a master of terror, setting his beard on fire to scare crews into surrender. His appearance alone was enough to send shivers down the spine of any sailor. With pistols strapped across his chest and a reputation for ruthless cunning, Blackbeard's name became synonymous with fear on the open ocean. Calico Jack Rackham wasn't the richest, but he made history with his style and his crew. Anne Bonny and Mary Read, two of the fiercest women ever to sail. Together, they defied expectations and broke every rule, carving out their own legend in a world dominated by men. Their partnership was as notorious as it was daring, and their exploits became the stuff of pirate folklore. Bartholomew Roberts, or Black Bart, was the most successful, capturing over 400 ships and running his crew with strict rules and surprising discipline. Unlike many pirates, Roberts believed in order and even drafted a pirate code that governed life aboard his ships. His leadership turned ragtag crews into formidable forces, and his legacy is one of both fear and respect. Then there's Sir Francis Drake, pirate or hero, depending on which flag you flew. Drake's daring raids and circumnavigation of the globe made him a legend in his own lifetime, and his exploits blurred the line between piracy and patriotism. To the Spanish, he was a ruthless thief. To the English, a knighted privateer and national treasure. His attacks on Spanish treasure fleets changed the course of history, and his name still sparks debate about what makes a pirate and what makes a hero. These pirates show us the line between outlaw and legend is razor thin. Their actions were often brutal, but their charisma and daring set them apart from ordinary criminals. Their stories are larger than life, full of drama, danger, and just enough truth to keep us hooked. Each tale is a blend of fact and myth, woven together by generations of storytellers who couldn't resist adding a little extra flair. They weren't just criminals, they were icons who shaped history. Their influence can still be seen today, from movies and books to the very way we imagine adventure on the high seas. Whether feared or celebrated, their names still echo across the seas. The legends of these pirates have outlived their lifetimes, inspiring countless tales of adventure and rebellion. Pirate fame is all about image, audacity, and a little bit of luck. It's the boldness to defy the odds, the flair to stand out, and the fortune to survive long enough to be remembered. And that's why we remember them, not just for their crimes, but for the unforgettable mark they left on history and our imaginations. Pirate life was no tropical vacation. It was cramped, filthy, and brutal. Sailors slept in hammocks, packed together with rats and weevils for company. Food was salted meat and hardtack, often crawling with maggots. Water turned foul fast. The real prize in capturing a ship? Fresh food, clean water, and barrels of rum. Pirate ships ran on democracy. Crews signed articles, split loot, and voted on rules. No prey, no pay. If you didn't capture anything, you got nothing. Ships were fast and stripped down, built for speed and escape, not comfort. Pirates modified their vessels for quick getaways and heavy firepower. Every day was a gamble, storms, battles, and the constant threat of the noose. It was a high-risk, high-reward life, dangerous, dirty, and never dull. For pirates, the ship was both home and weapon. Pirate crews lived by their own codes, written rules that kept chaos in check. These weren't just guidelines, but strict articles that every member had to swear by before setting sail. The pirate code was a contract, signed or marked by each crew member, binding them together in a world where trust was rare and betrayal could mean death. These articles covered everything from dividing loot to punishments for betrayal. Shares were carefully calculated, with captains and skilled crew getting a bit more. But everyone had a stake. Punishments were harsh, sometimes a marooning, a whipping, or worse, because order was the only thing standing between survival and mutiny. Forget walking the plank, that's mostly fiction. The image of pirates forcing prisoners to tiptoe off a wooden board is a Hollywood invention, not a historical fact. Pirates were more direct, overboard or cutlass, no theatrics. If someone crossed the line, the consequences were swift and brutal. And as for buried treasure, that's another myth spun by storytellers. Most pirates never hid their loot. Most pirates spent their loot fast in wild ports, not on secret islands. Gold and silver were quickly traded for rum, gambling, and a few nights of comfort before the next dangerous voyage. Captain Kidd was the rare exception, not the rule. His legendary hidden treasure is one of the few stories with a grain of truth. But for most pirates, the idea of long-term savings was laughable. The real treasure was freedom and a wild life, not gold under an X. Pirates risked everything for a taste of liberty, adventure, and the open sea. The Jolly Roger wasn't always skull and crossbones. Pirate flags came in many designs, all meant to terrify. Some showed hourglasses, bleeding hearts, or skeletons, each sending a chilling message to their victims. The black flag was a warning: surrender or face the consequences. It was a psychological weapon, often enough to make a merchant crew give up without a fight. Pirate myths are fun, but the truth is grittier, and often more interesting. The real stories are filled with danger, desperation, and the constant struggle for survival. Their rules kept order among outlaws, and their legends keep us fascinated. Even today, the pirate code and their wild tales inspire books, movies, and imaginations everywhere. In the end, pirates were masters of both fear and storytelling, crafting legends that have outlived their own wild lives and continue to haunt the seas of our imagination. Think piracy is just history? Think again. Modern pirates are still out there. Today's pirates use speedboats, GPS, and assault rifles, not cutlasses. Hotspots like the Strait of Malacca, Gulf of Guinea, and Somali coast are danger zones for shipping. Somali pirates made headlines by hijacking massive ships and ransoming crews for millions. The stakes are higher, but the game is the same. Take what you can as fast as you can. Navies now patrol these waters and ships travel with armed guards. Pirate hunting has gone high-tech. The cat-and-mouse chase between pirates and authorities is as old as the sea. But pirates' biggest impact today is cultural. From movies to video games, pirate lore is everywhere, shorthand for rebellion and adventure. They may not raid our harbors, but they've captured our imagination for good. Pirates are still with us, just in a different form. So why do pirates still fascinate us centuries later? It's the dream of absolute freedom, living by your own rules no matter the cost. Pirates were anti-heroes, honest about their outlaw lives, and masters of their own fate. They created rough democracies at sea, challenging the world's powers and making their own society. Their stories, full of adventure, danger, and rebellion, are just too good to let go. We've polished their legends, turning desperate men into romantic icons. Pirates symbolize the urge to explore, to defy authority, and to chase the unknown. They remind us the world was once wild, and there are still horizons to seek. As long as we dream of freedom, the Jolly Roger will keep flying in our minds. Pirates may be gone from the seas, but they'll never leave our stories.